Welcome back to Sports Connection. Joining us, Warren East Raider baseball. It's that time of year, folks. Spring is in the air, and they're getting the bats and the baseballs ready to go. Wes Sanford, head coach, skipper, if you will, 14th District champions last year. Colton Edwards is with us, one of his seniors. Guys, thanks for being here.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Man, let's talk some baseball. I can't believe it's already time. Coach, coming off a magnificent season last year and retained quite a bit of the team. What are the aspirations?
We lost two seniors, one starter off of last year's team. Replacing those two guys are going to be very difficult. But we've got a group of guys. I think we have 10 seniors this year, probably another 6 juniors that are all really talented. And then you throw in the mix, we got probably 5 sophomores that can really contribute. We feel like we have a lot of depth, but trying to get high school kids on the same page and try to get them all motivated and moving in the right direction. That's the big key. We start Monday practicing, and we've spent a lot of time in the weight room, just trying to get stronger, focusing on how we make ourselves as good as we can individually. Now it's time to get better as a team.
Obviously, y'all made a big run in the 4th region tournament, and just kind of going through that and coming up just a little bit short. Obviously, you want to be able to take that win and get to the state tournament this year. But what have you all done, like you said, like getting in the weight room and stuff in the off season, and really been focusing on for this season? We didn't do a whole lot of outside of the weight room offensive, and pitchers have been throwing some pins. We had some live ABs starting after Christmas. We're trying not to be in a hurry. We want to be playing well at the end of the year. We don't want to be playing well the first 2 games of the year. We want to be at our peak at the end. So we don't, go crazy. We're not trying to burn the kids out. We want to be fresh and ready to go. But, the kids have worked hard. We've had more kids probably in our off-season program than we have in the past. We've had several kids who maybe didn't decide to play basketball or something of that nature. So we've got a lot of guys working right now. So it's good that we're all around each other every day. And so we're able to build a little chemistry without having to, try to throw it all in from, first practice to that month later when we start playing.
Colton, let's talk about your season last year. I think you hit for around 346, had 18 walks. That takes a good eye. So I think we'll see if we can't do that again this year. And then had a big home run last year at Warren East. But tell me about the guys and the morale, and are you guys ready to get this thing started?
I think we are. I mean, the guys, we've all been playing together since we were 6 or 7, so we're all a real close-knit group, and the team chemistry is one of our biggest deals. We all just work together, and we all know our next move. We all have one goal, and that's what we want to achieve.
And obviously, it's going to be your senior season, so your last season as a Raider. What are you just hoping for just as the season moves along, just for your team and even for yourself, maybe some personal goals?
I just want to have a fun season. It's our last season. Everybody just wants to have fun. I also want to win a lot, and I'm pretty sure a lot of teams want to win a lot. But we all have one goal, and our main goal is making it to state and winning it.
Coach, switching to the 15th, be your first year up there, and you got the Trojans, you got Allen County, Glasgow. Going into this thing, you think about your path to a 4th region tournament, and I don't know that it makes it any easier or harder in any of those things, but what it does do, it gives you a few new teams that you're going to experience that maybe you haven't, but it's also going to be a lot of the same teams. So what are your thoughts on being in this new district?
If you look back, KCAA has this thing where you can look back and see how you do head-to-head versus a team. We really haven't done well against the 15th district if you look at it. The only good thing is now we may be getting to throw our 1 or a 2 at them instead of throwing a 3 or 4 at them. But if we are lucky enough and fortunate enough to win that district, we still got now we've got to possibly play a Bowling Green, a Greenwood, a South Warren, maybe first round, as opposed to having to worry about possibly playing them in the finals. So, there's a lot of good teams. You got Russell County, who's always good. You're not going to knock them down, and Logan County's always really good. And so, if we're lucky enough to get to the regional tournament, then it's not going to be easy. It's going to be a fight.
Coach, I would say long time no see, but we've been seeing each other a lot lately out at
guys.
Warren East. As you've had a couple players, Chase Carver, Drake Young, that have signed recently to continue their careers. But even the guys who aren't going to continue with baseball, you have a really good program here. So just talk about your guys and what you're hoping to see from maybe them, or who are your leaders going to be on this team?
We have 2 that's already committed, and we truthfully, if the guys wanted to, I think we probably could have 6 to 7 out of the senior class could play college baseball, and they've all played together since they were, literally 5 years old or younger. They're just they're great kids, and so to single out one of them would be very difficult because they all are very talented. And I think if you could send any of them to anybody else's team and they'd probably start. I'm really high on this group of kids. I really like my group of guys, and so I'd hate to name one, but I do think that our senior class they are very good leaders, and you mix that in with our juniors who are really good too. I think we could be hard to deal with. I think if we play well.
Colton, tell me about early life baseball. What's your earliest memory of the Diamond?
Just playing with all the guys I'm still playing with now. It was just a lot of fun every weekend, whether we were traveling to not that far, maybe Murfreesboro, or we were traveling to Nashville. It was a lot of fun.
And obviously growing up, I mean, you're playing from a little kid all the way to now, and it's a lot of baseball. And so you're obviously comfortable in your position and things like that. But just talk about kind of like how, because baseball is so different from like every other sport. I mean, sometimes you'll play 2 games in one day compared to other teams who are like basketball season, football season. They just play 1 game maybe a week, 1 or 2 games a week, and you all play multiple games a day. So just how does that like just speak for like the sport itself?
Well, growing up, when you grow up playing a lot of ball, such as I did and a bunch of other guys on the team did, you kind of just get used to it. A 2 game a day is a new normal when usually a lot of other people play 1 game a day or something like that.
Guys, all of us that have played any ball of any sort have a player or two that we like to look back. When I was young, it was Fernando Valenzuela or somebody like Diggy Doc Gooden. But who would? I'd love to hear both of your answers. Coach, start with you. Who was somebody, because you were a baller, who were some of the guys growing up, either in majors or college baseball, that you kind of looked at?
Chipper Jones was always a big guy for me. And now it was Freddie. I'm kind of bitter that he left us, but, it was Freddie here as a current player. But Chipper Jones was always a guy. Now, I wish I was as talented as he was, but I still like watching him play. He played hard, and he just seemed like a hard-nosed kind of guy. I like those guys who just come in, they don't really put on a show, they just go play. I like those guys a lot.
For me, it'd probably be Javier Baez. I always like watching him and his hands in the field play. And then Fernando Tatis, really good, really swagger type guy, aside from what he did last season, but he's a great guy.
Guys, Lauren and I, and WBKO Sports and Sports Connection, appreciate having you on the set today. And before we go, can I get your super duper pick? It's probably already happened by now, but who do you think is going to win this big game that's going on? Maybe right now it's still going on. Who's gonna?
Go ahead, Coach.
Who you like, Colton?
What game?
Super Bowl. All right, I'll take over. The Eagles are going to probably win.
Yeah,
That's who I got. That's who I got. You got Lauren.
I have the Eagles. Caden has the Chiefs, but we're not going to talk about that one.
We have the end of football, the actual end of football. We have basketball still rolling. But you'll see these guys on the diamond a lot in the 15th district and possibly 4th region tournament again next year. Stick around for more Sports Connection after these messages. ESPN is where I'm always at. I said that last week. WBKO.